This speaker has been recorded at a meeting of Addictive Eaters Anonymous. For more information, visit our website www.aeainfo.org.
I had a small issue with food, and that was the way I looked at it. Just a small issue. But as long as I can remember, I had a relationship with food. This thing that wasn't big, it was just very much on my mind. And I can really relate to our sobriety statements that addiction swapped from one thing to another. I think my first addiction, and the biggest one, is food. Just the need to stuff myself, to starve myself, that food could make me feel a certain way. I can remember as a child my mom being very annoyed why I had to eat in secret. I would eat meals, but then I would have food and I would take it and eat it by myself, hiding, when there was no need to hide. I just loved that, just being alone secretly with food and stuffing myself. It just made me calm and peaceful. And I was not very old when I started have a relationship with pills and using diet medication. And if I was slim, I was fine. If I weighed more than I thought I should, then I wasn't fine at all. And I thought that I was very fat, and I could have the feeling that I was getting fat. Even if I wasn't getting fat, I could get the feeling that I was getting fat. It was calculations. It could turn over in a day where I would be fit in the morning and slim. And then all of a sudden I would get the thought, oh, I'm fat. I'm disgusting. Just feeling so awful in my own skin. It was out of control. We talked in my house about weight, and it was nice to be slim and good to be in a good condition and doing sports. But this was something completely different. Then I discovered alcohol that took completely over. And I discovered that when I drank, I didn't feel hungry. So I would use this to get slim. And I would use sleeping pills to get slim. I would take sleeping pills and then I was numb out and I would be excited on how much I weighed when I woke up in the morning. How much had I lost during the death sleep? While all this was going on, I was still able to do medication, to work, to do a lot of things, to live life and have a boyfriend. But it was just all over. I got into, and I spent years also in another food fellowship. I knew I had a problem, but I just felt it was so embarrassing with the food. Who can't control their food? It's so embarrassing because it's fun, you relax, you should be able to enjoy. But I was never relaxed around food, I must admit. I tried different ways to control it and got some help. And then I went away to a conference, the other fellowship, and I met a woman there and stayed in contact with her. And all of a sudden, I could see something changed in her. Though I didn't know what it was, but I could see something had changed. Then at the same time, the sponsor I had for years said, "You're so sick. You're sick around food. I don't know how to help you, Trina. I don't know how to help you. There's something completely wrong with you and food." She said, "I don't know what it is, but it's like an apple and it's enough and you get off. I don't know. I can't get it." Then I got in touch with this fellowship. And in the beginning, when I heard what people do here, I thought, that sounds a bit too much. It might not be such a big problem after all that I have with food. I kept calling for some reason and I kept hanging around, and I think I was more desperate than I thought. I heard things like, "Don't quit before the miracle happened." I got so much help. And then I thought it was all about the food, and then it wasn't about the food, but then again, it was partly about the food. It was about surrendering the food, giving my food to a sponsor, and to other sober members and not having opinions about food and weight at all. And starting to live life, starting to going to meeting, starting to trying to be honest with my life and what I do, what I thought, trying to just be a bit honest. It didn't help me that I've been around for so long because I thought I knew it all. I just thought I knew it all. You couldn't teach me anything. I knew the big book. Why are we going to read the big book? I know the big book. And then I stepped down. She said, step down from your big chair. Come on, come down to the ground with us, the rest of us. I was told, you don't share at meetings. You don't share. You just sit there and you say, I would like to listen. Nothing in my body would like to listen. I would like to tell others what they needed to do, even though I was struggling and didn't know how to behave around food. I knew exactly what you were going to do with your life. But I sort of came around and sat and listened at meetings, just started to going to a meeting a day and calling other sober members, asking for their experience, asking what they did and how they did. When things happened in my life, my husband got sick and was in hospital, and I got some help. And I knew I couldn't figure it out. But with the very, very simple suggestions I got from here, my life turned easy. And at work, life started to just rock on in nice and simple way. Really surprised me. Really surprised me. It worked. I don't know why it surprised me, but it really surprised me. And I was so occupied with me eating differently than the rest of my family and friends. After that, I have my old uncle. He said to me, oh, it's so much easier. Thank God you bring your own food. When you came, we didn't know what to give you, and then you wanted this, and then you didn't want. I spent hours in the kitchen trying to serve because then I would change my mind. Now I just brought my own food and he said, thank you. So much easier. I thought, oh, I'm missing out on our fellowship. No, thank you. Because I was actually able to sit down and listen to others instead of all occupied with me, my weight, what I say, what didn't I say, because I was told something else. I was told to be useful. And I was asked, who have you helped today, Trina? That was really difficult to answer. I was very quiet because it just wasn't interesting for me. But if you do a service for others, make sure they don't find out. I would to do something, but I would like everybody to know. And I was very occupied with the garbage, sorting of the garbage. And I would like to do it in front of all the neighbors so they could see how to do it. I was told if you have this interest, you go up early in the morning and you can sort all this out and be helpful. So it's just a very different life. Today, I really have a beautiful life. And I was told that it's not so interesting how you think life is. It's really interesting. Are your husband happy? Are your child happy? Do you have a happy family? And I must say today, I have a happy family because of this program. And I have some options today because I have learned to pause and to breathe and to bring God into it or higher power, whatever. But I know it's not me who runs the world. It's not me, thank God, that's running the world. And it's just a great place to be. I think that was it for tonight. Thank you for asking me to share.